I've got this feeling, I'm feeling you could be the one. I see no reason why I should ever let you go. I don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name's Lisa. It's Tom MacDonald Tuesday, and it's the very last Tom MacDonald Tuesday that I will be doing. It will be the last time that I'll be doing an exclusive day for Tom MacDonald music. After today, I will be incorporating any reactions that I do for him or Nova, or any collabs that they do together with other people. I'll be incorporating them in normal weekly reactions, which hopefully, if you've seen my community post that I posted recently, I will actually be kind of ditching, just for the foreseeable future, ditching my Thursday reactions and just concentrating on Sunday reactions and home free Fridays. So I still have those, even though Tom MacDonald Tuesday is no more and Thursday reactions have stopped for the foreseeable future. It's just to kind of allow me to sort of get to grips with filming festive reactions and give me a little bit more time to kind of concentrate on those, with Christmas sort of just around the corner, not far from now, and just sort of get to grips with filming for my other channel, the Jolly Rogers, which is a family channel that I've got. The link is in the description below if you want to check that out, because there's going to be a lot of sort of festive or Christmas content coming up, and with Vlogmas and things like that. It would just be easier for me to stick to just one reaction day every week, which would be Sunday, and home free Fridays. So technically 2 reaction days every week, but yeah, obviously Tom MacDonald Tuesday will be no more. This is one of 3 Tom MacDonald reactions going up today for the very last one. This one is going to be to the official music video for his song Names. I'm not too sure what this is going to be about. It's a little bit difficult to determine that from the title. It could be about anything, knowing Tom, but we shall soon see. Really looking forward to getting to this one. So without further ado, let's get going and see what Tom has to say in this one. Here we go.
They gon' try to call you names, label you with things till you're ashamed. You're a sexist or a racist, white supremacist or gay. They'll attack your reputation, claim that you're the one to blame, and try to make you hate yourself for ways that you behave. They're just names, embrace them and they'll never cause you pain. They're just words that another person thought up in their brain. They're just names, they do not define you, that's insane. And they'll just call you something different if you change. Call me racist, I don't make no BLM donations. I can stand with black folks without a branded corporation. All this systemic prejudice, if you live in this nation, you privileged, black or Caucasian. Call me transphobic, but I support you in your policies. I just can't ignore the very basics of biology. All I see is men and women trying to live in harmony, not 100 genders that you wanna be. Call me snowflake, cause I'm offended, I ain't stone-faced. Social justice warriors destroying us with woke ways. Mad because they voted for the POTUS with the most hate. Man, I miss the old days. Call me loser, call me bigot, call me stupid, call me bitter, call me ugly, call me cracker, call me doucher, call me triggered. You can call me what you want, cause at the end of the day, man, they're just names.
Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. Y'all are tripping, but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no shame. Call us anything you want, I'm getting bored.
Wow, okay, first impressions. First of all, I'm loving that hoodie he's wearing. They're just names. Love that whole message behind that, that no matter how people try to put you down by calling you names and giving you labels and stuff, at the end of the day, they are just words. Having said that, words can hurt. Words do have a lot of power. I mean, there is the argument actually that words can hurt more than actions can. Not too sure. It depends obviously how you look at that, what your perspective of that is. But the bottom line is words do have a lot of power, and they can build somebody up, or they can hurt someone and break somebody down. And sadly, many people have taken their own lives, children included, because they've been called names, because they've been the target of bullies and online hate. And it's, for them, they're not just names. You can tell somebody that, over and over again. They're just names, they're just words, you know, they don't have any power over you, you know, don't let them have the power. But the fact is that they do, and if you kind of label somebody something that they don't feel that they are, and you're labeling them unfairly and unjustly, they do have a lot of power, a lot of negative power. They can really, really hurt. And I at the same time, I love the message that he says, you know, literally he's trying to empower people to sort of say, you know, don't listen to what people say. They are just words, you know, by people that misunderstand you. They don't know who you are as a person. However, there are some names which I think do sum up certain people that where their hateful speech and things that they have to say affects other people. And those people, I believe, do need to be called out for the names that they really are, or what people would call those people for what they're doing, i.e. bigot, racist, sexist, prejudiced, transphobic, homophobic, you know, things like that, like he kind of put up there. And I think the bottom line is that we all have to be mindful about the words that we use. And it's fine for people to say, I mean, obviously Tom is saying that, and Tom gets called all of these names. Tom gets all of this hate thrown at him. So if anybody's going to know how that feels, it's going to be him. However, there's got to be a justification, I think, for calling somebody that. If you're going to give somebody a label, there's got to be a justification because of how they've acted or things that they've said. And sometimes it is justified. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. But if you're just calling somebody that with no proof, no evidence, no justification for that, just because you don't like some of the things that they say, then that is harmful, that's negative, and that's not necessary. That shouldn't be a thing. I mean, overall, I love the message. I love the whole message that he's trying to drum home to people. Is just like, you know, don't take any notice of things that people say. You're going to get hated on regardless of what you do in life. That's just the way life goes, unfortunately. You know, people are not going to agree with you. They're not going to listen. Some people are not going to like things that you say, things that you do, regardless of how good a person you are, because that's just the way differences of opinion work. But yeah, I mean, overall, I love his whole delivery of this. I love the visuals behind it. It's almost kind of like how he's sort of like hanging from a billboard of all of these names around him. And it's kind of like he's being crucified for it, for things that he said, things that he's done, and points that he's put across and opinions that he's got. Whether they be his own personal opinions or whether he's playing devil's advocate like he often does in his songs. Yeah, I mean, it really drives home the point. And like I say, the hoodie as well, you know, they're just names. I mean, yeah, that really does hammer home the point of, you know, that's kind of like really what they are at the end of the day. Interested to see what else he has to say. So let's carry on.
They gon' try to call you names, label you with things till you're ashamed. Repeat it till you really start believing what they say. They gon' stamp it on your forehead and scream it till you break. They love to say they woke, they not awake. They're just names, afraid of anyone who ain't the same. So they classify your thoughts as controversial, not okay. Then they cancel you till everything you have all gets erased. They tryna tell the world you bad, they're just names.
Call me conservative or liberal, Republican or Democrat. I'm somewhere in the middle, but y'all don't know what to do with that. The system got you so obsessed with classifying right or left. You never call a person human, call them names instead. Call me sexist, men run the world cause they're aggressive. But behind every man there's a woman just as successful. We will never be equal in every way, that ain't helpful. Our differences are why we're great together. Call me white devil, I know you think the system favors me. My privilege is residual benefits from the slavery. Subconscious prejudice embedded in the system made for me. Don't mean I never struggled to survive, I guess we ain't agree. Ignorant and jaded, call me dumb, uneducated. Call me idiot or redneck or delusional or crazy. Call me anything.
Yeah, I just want to pause it there, just quickly say what he said about the system. Like, you call me privileged and stuff because of the colour of my skin and because of the system that's still in place, which came off the back of slavery and all of that divisiveness and negativity and abuse and hate towards black people. And that, I mean, I've said before, that is true. Whether we, you know, I know he made the point about, you know, it doesn't mean to say that I haven't still struggled. And that's the trouble. That's what I think a lot of people struggle to kind of get to grips with, is white people I'm referring to, is that, you know, you'll sort of like say, you know, you don't know the struggle of black people, you know, you're white and you're privileged. And they'll say, well, I'm not privileged. I don't have loads of money. I don't live in a big house. I don't, you know, drive fancy cars. I don't go on expensive holidays and all that sort of thing. I've had to struggle. I've had, you know, yes, you might have done. Yeah, you might have, you know, come through from a broken home, or, you know, divorced parents, or been through so many other struggles, lost your job and things like that. But you haven't had to deal with the struggle of the colour of your skin the way black people have, the way people of colour have. And it's not, privileged means, it can mean many things, but in terms of the system, the way it's set up, if you're white, you are privileged. Whether a lot of people choose to accept that or see it or not, or try and understand it, you are privileged, because that is, you, throughout all the struggles that you've had, you haven't had the struggle of the colour of your skin holding you back, or people looking at you and making judgments on the colour of your skin and holding you back. You might have had people that have made judgments because you're white, you know, people of colour or black people making judgments of you because you're white, but that still doesn't hold you back in the system, within society. The system will still favour you over most black people, most people of colour, most other, you know, ethnicities that are not white. They will still favour white people, because that's the way the system's been built. And unfortunately, people, you know, a lot of white people still can't get to grips with this. They're so stuck in the whole privilege thing equals money and power and, you know, expensive stuff and big houses and stuff. It's not just about financial gain. It's not just about being financially over anybody else and having the financial upper hand. It's about so much more than that. It's the way people view you. And sadly, you know, a lot of people will say that, well, yeah, but I'm white, and people, you know, some people look at me because I'm white and they judge me and they feel I'm privileged, and that's unfair. Yes, it is unfair. That's prejudice. That's not racism. And that's another thing I think a lot of white people kind of struggle to get to grips with, is that they think, you know, actually even I've actually even heard a lot of black people or people of colour that have said, when asked the question, do you think black people can be racist? And they've actually said, yes. I personally disagree. I mean, that's their opinion, and that's fine. I personally disagree, because from what I understand, it can be, and you know, racism it's an ism. It's the way the system is built. It's based around that whole system that favours white people. So, I mean, you can be prejudiced. You can be prejudiced against a black as a black person, you can be prejudiced against white people, but in terms of having the upper hand or even being on an equal footing, it's the struggles and the fight to be equal or even over a white person within the system. You know, it's not there. We all struggle, of course we do, no matter what colour you are, but the struggle is different if you're a black person or a person of colour, if you're, you know, Asian, if you're Indian, if you're, you know, any other, you know, Native American, you know, Indigenous, you know, it's different. It's just different. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that. But yeah, let's carry on.
Anything society has taught you to say, because at the end of the day, they're just names. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. We ain't tripping because we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog. We feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names.
Love this instrumental. Awesome.
Y'all are tripping, but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog. We
Love
feel
that.
no shame. Call us anything you want, I'm getting bored.
Your sticks and your stones might break my bones, but your words don't hurt.
So give me your words.
Love that.
Stupid loser, ugly poser, moron, liar, crazy loner.
Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. We ain't tripping
Wow.
cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog. We feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing.
Wow, okay, another one by Nova and Jared Potter. Wow. Yeah, awesome. I mean, I love the fact, something else I didn't say was I love the fact that he also said about, you know, left and right, Republican, Democrat. He's actually somewhere in the middle, but it's almost like people don't want to understand that. They don't want to hear that from him. He says something in one of his songs and they just assume that he leans a particular way. And I think a lot of people think that he leans right, and that's why he gets this thing of like, oh, you're racist, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're sexist, because you kind of lean with the Republican side of it and they're very much like that and all that sort of thing. But in actual fact, he said, I'm somewhere in the middle, but you don't want to hear that from me. It's like you don't want to get that part. You know, because a lot of the stuff that he says in his songs are very tongue-in-cheek. Like I said before, they play devil's advocate. He plays devil's advocate in his songs, and he starts those conversations. He opens the conversations up. He puts a point out, and then is kind of like, right, talk about it amongst yourselves. You know, sort of thing. You know, this is the typical views within society from the left or the right, whatever. I'm going to put it in a song, and then, you know, you kind of discuss it amongst yourselves, have a debate about it, you know, whatever, you know, make of it what you will, take from it what you want to take from it. He made the point as well about, you know, people give other people names, but what about just being human? What about just human? Because that's all we are at the end of the day. We might have different skin colours, we might come from different countries, we might have different backgrounds, we might have different genders, whatever gender you want to identify as, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, we might have different ethnicities, different religious beliefs, or no religious beliefs at all, but that doesn't mean that one person is over another person. Just because you are a devout Christian, for example, it doesn't mean that you should look down on people of any other religion or no religion at all. You know, why would you want to kind of give hate, for example, if you're a Christian, to somebody who's an atheist? That's like one of the most unchristian things you can do, is it not? It's a bit hypocritical. It's kind of like, well, hold on a minute, I thought Christianity kind of teaches about love everybody, you know, even kind of, you know, love and forgive your enemy, you know, your enemy and your you know, your neighbor, whoever that is. What happened to that? Does that just apply when you feel like it, kind of thing? Yeah, I think just at the end of the day, we've just got to kind of accept that everybody is different and be mindful of the names that you use or words that you use towards people, and don't throw those names or those labels out unless you have just, you know, real justification for doing that. You know, you can't just because somebody makes a comment in a song, you can't, you know, with regards to, for example, race, you can't just turn around and say that person's racist because they don't agree with me. You can't do it, because otherwise you're going to live your whole life like that. When people don't agree with you, it shouldn't be the case. I think, you know, difference of opinion is healthy, it's a good thing, and, you know, I think if you think that you're going to change everybody to think the same way as you, then you're in for a rude awakening, because it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. That's just human nature. But overall, I absolutely loved this, and yeah, it was a great way to end my Tom MacDonald Tuesdays. I've really thoroughly enjoyed it, sort of delving into Tom MacDonald's music, really in depth, and like I said, this is not the end by any means, just because this is the last Tom MacDonald Tuesday. It's not the end of Tom MacDonald reactions. There are still a few that I do have to do, including I think it's called Sheeple. There's a very recent one of his. I will be reacting to that in due course, but yeah, and there's a few others obviously out there, and there's probably some that I've missed along the way while working my way through his discography, other collabs that he's done with other people and things. So yeah, I will obviously get around to those, so yeah, don't worry, it's not going to completely stop, but yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, just delving into sort of hopefully trying to get to know him a little bit better, what kind of a person that he is. And I think maybe he's one of those kind of enigmas, really, that you're never going to really, unless you're, you know, you have a close personal relationship with him, you know him personally, like you're a member of his family, whatever. I don't think you're ever going to really totally know someone like Tom MacDonald, because he, like I say, a lot of the stuff that he does is very tongue-in-cheek, a lot, you know, he plays devil's advocate, and he throws things out there even if they're not his personal opinions. And I think he actually made that, you know, those kind of points very, very clear in this song, actually, by addressing that sort of, you know, there's things that he said, and then sort of said, but, you know, that's not me. I'm just, it was basically his way of saying, I throw these things out there to get people talking and get people addressing these issues and trying to wake up to how the system and the people at the top divide all of us down below them. That's just how they operate. And he does it in such a clever way, does it in such a genius way, and then obviously mix it together with the music videos that he does. It really creates an impact, and I love that about Tom's work. And yeah, that's why I thoroughly enjoy delving into Tom's music, because he's always so brutally honest and so open about, you know, whether it be personal issues, like struggles that he's had, and it helps other people with his music, or whether it's talking about the system and politics and all these other social issues and things. So yeah, another great one from Tom. Loved this one. And yeah, I can't wait to sort of check out a few more of the more recent ones and stuff. Like I say, that will be coming very, very soon. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with those Tom MacDonald reactions coming very, very soon, and also reactions to other various artists on Sundays. And if you're a Home Fry or an a cappella fan and you want to check out my Home Free Friday reactions, then come on back every Friday for those. And obviously also around the corner I will be having festive reactions out, so yeah, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to have an exclusive maybe Thursday, because Friday's taken with home free stuff, but it might be a festive Thursday, or whether I'm just going to literally throw in all my reactions on a Sunday and then my festive home free ones in with Home Free Friday. I know that much, that I'm going to be doing Home Free's festive stuff. I'll be incorporating in the Home Free Fridays, but it's just the other festive reaction. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a festive Thursday, or whether I'm just going to literally throw in a whole load of mixed bag reactions, regular reactions as well as festive ones on a Sunday. I will let you know by a community post, so obviously stay tuned for that. Keep a lookout for that post a little bit nearer the time. I've got a couple of weeks left, I think, to decide before I have to start sort of you know, thinking about filming for those and whatnot. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. I do have a Tom MacDonald playlist on here, so if you want to check out all my other previous reactions to Tom MacDonald's music, then please feel free. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.